Well, good Saturday afternoon to you. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all doing? Got me a nice cup of dark roast with chicory. Always a good thing to have. It is Saturday afternoon, and it's kind of rainy outside. One of those days. Been kind of a busy, not really that busy. I've been lazy most all day, but hey, we did a few things. Put a video up on the Original Safety 2 channel on some stuff that's going on over at TOST. And always giving a shout out to TOST. You know, that's the place to be if you're a single edge or injector type. And you know, it's just fun. So been one of those afternoons, thought we'd get a shave in. We got a thing going at church tonight again, and we're going to get cleaned up for that. So over on TOST, I put it up today. I'm doing a giveaway, PIF we call it, pay it forward. And we do a lot of those over at TOST, and this one's going to be fun. It really is, I think. It's got some nice stuff, and we'll see how many people get in. So let me tell you about that, and then we'll get into the shave, because the gear I'm using today is representative of what we're giving away. So I'm giving away a Schick N2, which is one of these. This is not the one I'm giving away. This is the one I'm keeping, but it's identical to this, except this one's got a twin blade in it right now, and that one doesn't. It's just got a regular blade. But anyway, I'm giving away a Schick N2 and a new unopened bottle of Brut Revolution. Now, a lot of you may not have seen this. By the time I even knew this stuff existed, it was already kind of on clearance in places, and I picked up several bottles of it. I don't know how many, but I got 3 or 4 left. And it's a more modern, it's not really Brut like the old green bottle Brut at all. It's a more modern version. They came out with 3 or 4 different ones. I don't think they lasted very long at all. But anyway, I've got a new bottle of this. Now, if you're an international member, obviously I can't ship it because it's alcohol based. We'll pick something else out for you. But anyway, that's the giveaway. A Schick N and the Brut Revolution aftershave to go with it. So for today's shave, I haven't used this ARKO in a while. It's for sensitive skin. I don't have sensitive skin, but this is something I picked up along the way, and I haven't used it in a while, and there's still some left in here, so I thought I would use that. And for a brush, I got back the Everready 300 with the golden nib silver tip that I reknotted it with several years ago. I had loaned it out for someone to try the silver tip, and I got it back, so we're going to use it today. So that's going to be today's setup. The Schick N, ARKO Sensitive Cream, and the Brut you know, Revolution there. So that's how it's going to go. By golly. So like I said, it's kind of stormy today. I had to run out and do some errands, and I ended up missing most of the rain. But there's definitely some around. Looks like we might get some more through the afternoon, but that's pretty typical this time of year around here. It's not unusual at all. So for those that have been keeping up with the Fuzzy work drama, everything's sorted out. I got all my licensing update done with the state to start with the new company. I've got my schedule. So starting Monday, Fuzzy's employed again. So it worked out really good. I ended up having about a 2-week vacation. So, you know, here we go. So we're just going to put some cream on the end of the brush. There are several different ways to use a cream with a brush. You may like putting it in a bowl. I don't bowl out of that much. Now, if I'm using a scuttle and I want the hot water shave, which I need to do one of those before long, then I would use a scuttle. You can also just take it and smear the cream on your face. That works just fine. No mess, no muss. But anyway you do it, start out with just a damp brush. Don't let the brush be dripping wet. It's Uncle Fuzzy's little idea or little hint, because if you do, you're going to sling lather everywhere. And some people sling lather everywhere anyway, and I guess some days I'll probably sling lather everywhere. So you just start spreading it around, getting it on with the kind of damp brush. Nothing to it. Goatee starting to look like a goatee. I am so happy. No, it's the little things. It's really the little things that make it good. I'm so happy I'm going to get to grow my goatee back. And I don't grow the old long. It would be about the length of where my mustache is now. But I do like having my goatee. That means I don't got to shave this big old honking chin I got. So there we go. You see how the cream starts to spread out and everything gets really good. So when you get to there, just the tip of the brush in the water. Just dip just the tip. And you can see it really starts to bring the cream to life. I got to look in the mirror. I can't look in the phone because I use my phone for my camera. So I've got to look into the mirror to see what's going on. And then we'll add a little more water to it. This ARKO cream is really nice. Got a pleasant scent to it. If you're the scent type, it's nothing special, but it is pleasant. And it just lathers up really well. In fact, I think we're going to add, I probably could have used about 3/4 of what I did and got away with it just fine, but we're not making buttercream here, we're making shaving lather. Alrighty. And since we are using a twin blade, I find personally, and this is a personal thing, it's not something I ran on, that I like to thin out the lather just a little bit more than I normally would when I'm using a twin blade. Because when you're using a twin blade on an injector, you're going to rinse more anyway, is always what I've found. And the shave is just phenomenal with a twin blade on razors that are meant for the twin blade. Don't put twin blades in the earlier models. They weren't made for it. You'll stretch the spring out, I've been told, and then they won't hold a regular blade right. You know, there's a lot of things you can do you don't need to do, and it specifically says that you don't need to do that when you read the package that the twin blades came in. Oh, that coffee's so good. So anyway, this is the blades I have, since it's sitting here. A friend of mine over on the Shave Den had sent me a couple of them. I'm of the new old stock stuff. I always want to call them twin injectors, but it's not. It's just Persona Injector 2s. And they've always worked really well in the razors that I have that need a twin, use a twin blade. And when I got the end, I was told that the best way to do it was to use a twin blade. And the end's ended up not being my favorite of the Schicks. Now that being said, the shave's great. There's absolutely nothing at all wrong with the shave, and a twin blade is very nice in these. A twin blade is also really, really, really nice in the H1, the one we call the Hussy. And it'll take the twin, and it makes it it's just a really nice razor. And we've only got like a standard day's growth. I shaved for church yesterday, revival going on and whatnot. Got to be presentable, so I had just shaved yesterday. And of course, when I'm working, I shave every day anyway. And so it's just a regular old day's growth this time. I'm not hacking off a couple of days. And we're going to save edging up around the goatee for our cleanup pass with the witch hazel. I've been showing folks how that works, and I think it works really well, especially edging around the goatee area there. So, like I said, this is not my favorite Schick, and I think one reason this isn't my favorite Schick is that I tend to prefer older stuff, just because it's older. As far as the shave goes, it's an outstanding shave. These things are really great. So back to the giveaway over at TOST. The rules that I set up give an extra entry to new people. If you're newer to TOST, you haven't posted much, and you come in and you start participating and getting in on things and carrying on, you get a second entry on this one. Now, what's participating is always an issue. If all you're doing is showing up and just participating in the word association game or something like that. Now, number one, I want you to do that. You're welcome to come in and just play the game. But that's probably not going to be considered participation for the giveaway. You come in and you join in, post your scent of the day if that's your thing, or you just get in with the posting on the different razors and people talking and carrying on. We've got what we call the Seinfeld thread, which is the thread about nothing. It's just people coming in and posting random thoughts and what's going on. Join in that. There's a shout box at the bottom if you just want to shout out something. And, that's participation. Come and join in. It's really fun. Now, if all you want to do is come over and look at the razor porn, because there's always good razor porn, trust me. There's some pictures right now on there in the center of the day. One of the members just picked up a 1909 Everready, and I'm telling you, it's a beautiful razor. I don't have one of those. I'm a little jealous. But there's pictures of it up. There was a member that had just completed a trade with a Sunray. And if you haven't seen the Everready Sunray sets, you need to go look at the razor porn. Boy, it's pretty. And so if that's what you're doing, you're coming over and you're looking at razor porn and you're just reading for information, you are more than welcome to do that. We love that, because there's a lot of information there. And if you want to know more about the giveaway, the Original Safety 2 YouTube channel, I put a little quick update video over there a few minutes ago. You can check it out over there. And everything will be great. So this cream is just really slick. It's the, like I said, it's the sensitive formula. I don't really have sensitive skin. Already said that, but it's true. But the sensitive formula is just great. It gives you a great feel on the skin. I'm just going to clean up a little bit some of these places that still have a little lather. Basically, I'm just, shaving all I can while I got it on, because I love to shave. And as you'll see, the razor's not all clogged up. Everything's doing really well. So there we go. We got our 2 passes in with the good old Schick N. And I think the last model made was the Schick O, and they're hard to find, I guess. I don't know. They're still making them in Japan. But anyway, I know there's some Schick O clones that were out there that some people were getting. And I can't get excited. That's definitely just something I haven't got excited in. That doesn't mean they're not good razors. It's something I haven't gotten excited in. But, alright, well, let's try this off. So the N was the next to last, and there were a couple of different models of it. This is an N2. I think the N1 looks a little better personally, but these are N2s. So what we ended up with there, I think we got us a really top grade shave in. So now we'll get our old witch hazel out. This is just generic store brand witch hazel. You don't got to go for the fancy stuff. If you like the fancy stuff, that's fine too. Thayers and that kind of stuff. A lot of people get the Dickersons, which still I think has the alcohol in it, which I like just fine. The pure, I think Thayers doesn't really have the alcohol in it, and that's perfectly fine too, if that's what you like. It all works. I think it helps the skin. Now what I like about it is that it's good and slick, and I can see around my goatee, and my goatee is starting to grow out enough now that I can see how I want to shape it and keep it shaped. So I just go through and kind of slide into it a couple of times there to get around the edges of where I want it. And we'll go back and clean up all the areas we always do a cleanup on, under the ear, under the chin, and back down by the ear here to make sure we got everything cleaned up. And there we go. That's a shave. I've been sitting here talking. I've gotten a full shave in. Everything's really great. And we're under 13 minutes. So, kind of like that. So that's ended up being a really, really, really nice shave. Still nice and slick there. I could do more if I wanted to. Don't see any need in doing any more. I've got a really good, high-class, damn fine shave. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'll say it again. I don't go against the grain. I don't worry about a BBS, because after a couple hours, it's gone anyway. Absolutely not worth the time, not worth the effort. Could I do it? Sure. Absolutely. No doubt about it, I could. But I don't see wasting the time. So looky there what we came up with. After everything's all cleaned up, the goatee's starting to grow out. Got a good cup of coffee. I'm talking with good friends here. Even though, y'all can't talk back, I still see it as talking with good friends. We're going to splash on a little bit of the Brut after we drop the cap in the sink. Get a little Brut going on. Very nice clean scent. I don't know how to describe scents. All I can say is it's a little more modern scent than some of the others, and that's not always bad. But they also made, while I'm thinking about it, because I happen to have the bottles here, I'll use them for long. They made the Dominant, and they made the Attitude, and I don't think they're making these anymore. And I've got about 3/4 of a bottle here, and I just got a little bit left in the bottom of the Dominant, and I need to use those some too here before too long. But I don't think they're making those anymore either, and I feel like I know they're not making the Revolution. So look, come over to TOST, originalsafety2.com. Get into posting, join in the PIF if you'd like a shot at winning the Schick N and the Revolution. Or just come over and go through and look at the pictures and look at what people are saying and gather some information and see if maybe you'd like the single edge and injector razors too. We have a loaners program. If you come in, get to participating, let people get to know you now, and you want to try something, we got a place for you to post, hey, I'd like to try whatever. And there's usually somebody that'll be happy to loan you whatever it is you want to try. If you want to try a cream, if you want to try a soap, if you want to try a razor, something along those lines. I have loaned out brushes for people to try brushes even before they bought, if they haven't tried bags or whatever. But usually it's the razors or, a soap or a cream or something like that. So come over and see us. It'd be great to see you. I got to finish getting cleaned up. Have a nice day, and happy shaves to you.